This is a really nice chunk of big leaf maple. Real nice chunk of burl. And a little chunk of bubinga. Also known as African Rosewood. I'm going to make a nice little box for this video. High hopes for this chunk of burl. It's sure got a lot of activity. And this 5/8 bowl gouge is what I'm going to use predominantly throughout the project this week. As I usually do. It's my favorite tool. Also, as usual, I'll be shifting back and forth between real-time and 4-speed. Now, this is a longer project with multiple phases. I had about 3 hours of video that I've shrunk down into about 20 minutes. Well, I've got a new tool rest, courtesy of my good friend and subscriber, Mike Benjamin. Mike, you do amazing work, and I just can't thank you enough. Mike's email address will be in the video description. If anybody wants to get a hold of him and see if he can make something for them, I will testify to the quality of his work. You will not be disappointed. And this week I'm choosing to use a tenon instead of a recess when I reverse mount. And the reason is because the grain on this wood is so beautiful. I'm going to use a wide tenon on the bottom, just to highlight the grain even more. Anyway, that's what I established right there, was the tenon. I do quite a bit of shear scraping with the bowl gouge in this video as well. I know that some turners don't like to use a bowl gouge as a scraper, but it's a great multi-purpose tool when it's sharp. Anyway, not trying to be controversial, just wanted to show you how I use it, and that you don't have to have a lot of tools in your inventory to get the job done. Like it says on the screen, there's a lot of different parts to this project. Both sides of the bowl, both sides of the lid, and the finial, they all get finished identically the same way. The same sanding process, the same deburring, resanding, and finishing. So in order to make the video a little bit shorter and hopefully not as boring as it could have been if I would have shown the same thing over and over, I'm just showing the finishing process right here. And I'm showing it in a little bit more detail. Look at that grain. Is that beautiful? It's amazing. Amazing. And I gotta say, I'm happy with my decision to use the wide tenon as a foot for this bowl. And you can see that bark inclusion there. At this point, I had no idea how deep of an inclusion it was going to be. Not a problem, but obviously that's why I chose the other side as the base, because it clearly didn't go all the way through. Almost, though. It almost went all the way through. You'll see. Before I start hollowing the bowl out, I'm establishing the final shape of the outside and also the shape of the rim. Oh, I gotta say, this wood is just beautiful. That brown spot in the middle there, that is the very end of that bark inclusion. Went almost all the way through. And it's time to take a look at what some of you have been up to out there. Doug Rowe made this beautiful bowl out of a chunk of walnut. Thanks for your service, brother. Mike Wilson made these. I just love that type of turning right there. And that is just gorgeous. But this one's exceptional. Look at that. That's beautiful. Shane Lang made some feathers on his anvil. Just absolutely beautiful. Love these things. And last but certainly not least, Tom Knight made these bowls. Look at that. That's amazing work right there. Great job, Tom. I'm always just so amazed at the amount of talent of the people in this audience. It's just humbling to know that you're out there watching my work. I want to thank everybody for subscribing. If you would, double check and make sure you click that notification bell. I've had a lot of people tell me recently that their bells have been just randomly turned off, apparently by YouTube algorithm. Interesting. I've had the same thing happen on other channels that I'm subscribed to. Now here I'm just shaping the bottom of the lid, and I need it to fit inside the bowl. And that's all I'm doing here is just test fitting, shaving a little bit, test fitting, shaving a little bit, kind of creeping up on it so I don't overshoot the goal and make it too small and loose. And here I'm just establishing another tenon because of poor planning on my part. Using that worm screw, it caused me to flip this thing around a little early just to make sure I avoided that worm screw when I was hollowing. the lid out, if that makes sense. Well, this Bubinga is some beautiful wood too, isn't it? And here I'm making a sphere-shaped finial out of one of the corner pieces. And this is just 5-minute epoxy, 2-part. Well, let me know what you think. I sure appreciate you watching. Semper Fi.